Hello, my name is Sasha Zheltuhin. I'm Technology Director of Business Development at Apprenda. Today, I will demonstrate new capabilities of Apprenda platform to orchestrate services on Cisco Metapod, managed distribution of OpenStack. Apprenda has an extensible plug-and-play system that allows operators to expose out-of-platform services for developers to consume in the applications running on the platform. These services can be out-of-platform databases, queuing tools, various third-party APIs. When the Apprenda platform is integrated with Cisco Metapod, it makes creation of services much easier. We're looking at the Platform Operator portal where platform operators configure services and expose them for developers to consume in applications running on the platform. Here we have, for demonstration purposes, a number of services. Mongo, a NoSQL database. We have queuing tool, RabbitMQ. And we also included Postgres database, one of the most popular databases in the development community. In order for platform operators to even start configuring these services must pre-exist. So someone, either a system administrator or a platform operator, has to install them somewhere on the platform or outside the platform in order to start configuring them and expose to developers for consumption. In the case when Apprenda is integrated with Cisco Metapod, the platform performs the orchestration from scratch. These services do not have to pre-exist. As a matter of fact, if we switch to our Metapod dashboard that shows all the instances that are currently deployed, these services are not there. All we have here at this point are two types of virtual machines. We have machines that run core services of the platform and allow the platform to function. And we also have Linux and Windows virtual machines that contribute to the resource pool where developers deploy their applications. None of these servers run MongoDB, RabbitMQ, Postgres database. Now that Apprenda is integrated with Cisco Metapod, the platform itself will orchestrate these services from scratch automatically at the time of provisioning. Before developers can provision these services, however, platform administrators need to perform several configuration steps. Let's take a look at MongoDB, for example. Here from this screen, administrators can configure basic parameters that will allow platform to orchestrate the service in the first place and then developers to run it. Platform operators need to define the Cisco Metapod API URL as well as API credentials. On this screen, platform operator need to configure or reconfigure tenant ID that points to the Metapod account, defines the service name, and also authentication URL that the platform is using when it communicates with OpenStack APIs exposed by Cisco Metapod. One of the most important configurations that platform operators perform is security access to the service. By default, any team can use it in unlimited fashion. However, oftentimes in the enterprise context, it's important to restrict the usage of the service to a particular team or a number of teams and limit the number of connections the developers can have to the service. The operators can do it on the screen. They can define which group can access this service, and they can limit it to just one group, and they can also define how many connections the selected teams may have. Now let's go to the developer portal and provision these services. We're looking at the developer portal where developers can provision these services based on the policies specified by the platform administrator. We can start with Postgres database. On this screen, the developer can specify the number of instances they need. We'll create one. We need to specify the name, which is arbitrary. Let's say it's my Postgres. Postgres database ships with different modules. Developers using Apprenda platform can specify which modules they want to install along with the database itself. And by default, we include GIS module, which is one of the most popular module. It's a module used for any kind of geolookups and geolocation research. So we'll leave it as a default and we hit apply. Apprenda platform starts communicating with OpenStack APIs exposed by Metapod, orchestrates the instance in the Metapod account, applies all the configurations, and in a matter of seconds, the development team has access to a dedicated instance of PostgreSQL database. We can go back to the Metapod, so let's refresh the view. Now in addition to the servers that run upon the platform, we also have an instance of Postgres database. And notice that this virtual machine where Postgres database runs, it has a prefix that was specified in configuration of the module, which is right here. And the second part of the name is the name of the development team that requested that instance. In the same fashion, other services are provisioned by developers and the Apprenda platform running on Cisco Metapod. Developers request an instance. Specify any additional parameters. We don't have any parameters for MongoDB. And the platform starts communicating with the underlying OpenStack APIs exposed by Cisco Metapod to orchestrate an instance running MongoDB. And in a matter of seconds, we get the connection data that allows the development team to communicate with that instance from the application. Let's take a look at the Metapod dashboard again. Hit refresh. And now we also have an instance of a MongoDB database, a virtual machine that again created with the same naming convention. The name of the service configured by a platform operator right here. And the name of the developer team that requested that service. To complete the demonstration, we'll also provision an instance of RabbitMQ. And again, in a matter of seconds, this development team now has access to a dedicated instance of RabbitMQ. We can go back and take a look at the Horizon Metapod dashboard, refresh it again, and now we'll see a RabbitMQ instance running on Metapod next to a Apprenda platform. If, for whatever reason, a particular service is no longer needed, developers can equally easily deprovision the service. We can, for example, remove MongoDB, and the platform will start communicating with Metapod APIs to delete that instance. Now, we no longer have any instances of MongoDB service. If we go back to Metapod Horizon dashboard and refresh it, MongoDB virtual machine will no longer be there.